It's good to be back, man. Welcome to This Must Be the Place. Today, we're going to talk about Whittier.
Whittier's Prettier.
Whittier. It's Prettier in Whittier.
Standish, however, is
outlandish.
Fantandish.
This must be the place. Yeah, this must be the place. Ain't no time to waste. Ain't no time to waste. So whether you in Minneapolis or St. Paul, Bloomington to Maple Grove, from the east side to the west side, down south to way up north, let me hear you say, this must be the place. Yeah, this must be the place.
As always, I have Too Legit to Quit in my head. Every time my brain goes to Too Legit to Quit.
You got a good one today?
Hello! And welcome to This Must Be the Place, the only Twin Cities real estate and real estate adjacent podcast. Where one of the hosts has a new food item coming to the state fair that will compete with the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, I can't wait. Bring it.
The Moist Joyce.
It's like, it doesn't rhyme enough.
Now look, would you rather have a Juicy Lucy or a Moist Joyce? Come on, it's like wetter than a Juicy Lucy.
But is it still a burger?
Yeah, but it's just got like droplets of water.
Why wouldn't we call it the Moist Joist? If we're talking about, we're realtors, houses have joists.
But Lucy's a name, and so is Joyce. Moist Joyce.
And then it'd be a Moist Joyce. You got to say it like you're.
Oh, you're right. It's the inflection of the.
This is what happens when you're
syllabic
come from the rapping background.
Yeah, the syllabic inflection.
You got to make it rhyme. It's like the Eminem bit where he's like, you can't rhyme a word with orange, and then he proceeds to rhyme 30 words with orange. It's how you say.
Moist Joyce.
Moist Joyce. Moist Joyce.
Anyway.
Yeah.
When you're at the state fair this year.
Ask for a Moist Joyce.
Anybody you see, just ask where the Moist Joyce is.
I don't know.
I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know if that's...
You don't think that's going to take off?
I don't think so. It could.
Moist Joyce.
Moist Joyce.
All right, today's episode,
And now, This Must Be the Place presents Neighborhood Watch.
Are going to dig into Whittier.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I like Whittier.
I like Whittier too.
I didn't realize how much I liked Whittier until I started thinking about Whittier and all the things that are in Whittier that I like. That's how I feel about that.
Well put.
Yeah.
We previously talked about Whittier a little bit when we talked about, we did our Eat Street episode, right?
What about a slick Nick? You know? Something for the guys.
Instead of a Lucy or a Joyce?
Yeah.
A slick Nick.
Yeah.
You're still on this, huh?
Yeah.
We can do better than that. I still think Moist Joyce is...
It's not the name that's the problem coming up with. It's the adjective for like wet. You know what I mean? You could do like a damp... See, now we don't have to rhyme anymore, but like my mind went immediately to damp Mallory.
Oh yeah, right. You don't have to like my one. I was telling you, my one client's shout out Tony and Callie that we don't call them lazy Susans. We call them active Janets.
Yeah. Yes.
Does this house has an active Janet?
Does. I do. So damp Mallory would be a good one.
Damp Mallory is really good.
What else?
Do you remember when we worked in a restaurant together a billion years ago?
I don't.
And everything was being muddled like mojitos and stuff. And I wanted to open a restaurant called JP McMuddlers, where everything is muddled.
Maybe that's where I got it from. So in Bloomington, there's a local chain called I don't know what it's called. It's in Bloomington. It's like on Old Shakopee and France. And it's like
by the Cub.
Yeah, it's like a beer, whiskey sort of. place, right?
Yeah.
It's like Willie McCoy's. That's what it's called.
Yes.
I have, since the day it came into its being, when I was living in Bloomington, I have called it JD McButts because that's how I feel about Willie McCoy's. And any
tracks.
like restaurant that is sprinkled throughout the suburban metro area where they just try to like be the cool like neighborhood whiskey bar, but it feels like Applebee's but smells like a butt. So it's JD McButts.
What you're saying now reminds me of something that I stumbled across literally yesterday that I took a screenshot of because it made me just laugh.
Like actual LOL.
It says, every new restaurant in every major city is either called Thistle and Thorn and thinks adding turmeric to Brussels sprouts makes them worth $30, or is called Burger Bitch and has a neon sign in the window that says, I'm going to fuck a hamburger.
Yes.
It's about right.
Yes.
That's about right.
Yes. It's like when you work.
I'm so glad I took a screenshot of that. I had no idea in what use I was going to.
But you knew it would be useful.
I knew it would be useful in some application down the line.
Look, dude, it's totally true because when we used to work in a restaurant, so to go back one step further from restaurants, when I worked at the Gap in the Mall of America, right? You had what was going to be the trend this year.
Yeah.
Not like what was the trend.
Yeah.
Right? But they were saying, here's what we are going to like make the trend.
We're going to manufacture the trend.
And it was across the Gap and at that point, Old Navy and
Baby Gap.
Baby Gap. And what's their other one that's like a little more, my wife likes it a lot.
Banana Republic?
Banana Republic. And so they would show the trend and then you would push the trend. And then all the others, the Abercrombie and Fitches and like they would all have the same trend. It's like they all got together and decided the trend.
Mm-hmm.
That was also present in restaurants. Like Brussels sprouts are the thing.
Yes.
Hanger steak is the thing.
Yeah.
Cauliflower, roasted cauliflower is the thing.
I like that.
For a little while.
Yeah.
Like it's like in housing, color trends or kitchen countertop trends or flooring trends. Like who decides the goddamn trend? Where did the trends come from?
Crudo.
And why are they all aligned?
Remember Crudo like 5 years ago? Crudo.
Justin Crudo.
CRUDO was on every menu of every bougie ass. Anyway, you're right about real estate too.
I don't know where the trends come from and I don't know why the trends happen.
Thistle and Thorn or Burger Bitch.
I like Burger Bitch. That sounds like a Parasole restaurant.
Oh, I've never been so happy that I took a screenshot.
Speaking of, I got a new Sylvie-ism yesterday.
Yes.
We talked about?
Speaking of damp Mallory.
Speaking of damp Mallory, my daughter gave a new two new Sylvie-isms.
Oh, okay.
To remind everybody, this is when my daughter says something that she thinks is correct for a name, an item, a place, a TV show, and it's just way off
but in a funny way.
Yeah. So we wanted to order insomnia cookies.
Oh yeah. There's one on West 7th Street, right?
Yep.
By downtown.
She called it apnea cookies.
Like sleep apnea? Apnea.
Maybe it came from sleep apnea, but it turned into apnea cookies. And then and the Righteous Gemstones.
Love that show.
Greystones Academy.
Oh, Sylvia.
Greystones Academy.
I mean, everything's coming up, Sylvia.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's on fire.
Yes. So Whittier
is a neighborhood in Minneapolis.
Yes.
I suppose you would call it South Minneapolis. Although,
no, for sure South Minneapolis.
Yeah, but a lot of people they'll call Uptown South Minneapolis.
That is South Minneapolis as well. Technically, they're all South Minneapolis.
Because they're south of downtown.
Yes, but for example, right? Like this is where I think South is a little full of itself. Northeast. We go, you're in Northeast. Northeast has 13 neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Oh, you're over North. North has
7?
a ton of different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe more if you count neighborhoods within neighborhoods, right? But in South, we've got to go, oh, we're in Longfellow and Cooper and Whittier. And you know what I mean?
I'm just saying we need more specificity.
Yeah, sure. Maybe it's because South Minneapolis is bigger population-wise.
I guess that's why, yeah.
It's bigger than Northeast and North combined. There is no West. We don't say West Minneapolis because the second you get West, you're not in Minneapolis, you're in St. Louis Park or Plymouth or Golden Valley.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think...
But now we say Southwest or South or Hiawatha or whatever.
Yes, right? Yes.
So...
It's an interesting point.
Yeah.
We're in South Minneapolis, we'll say. We'll call it that.
Yeah, Whittier.
Whittier.
Okay.
We are west of 35W.
Yes.
Easy demarcation point, right?
Yeah.
We're north of Lake Street.
Yes.
Easy demarcation point.
Yes. Next one's easy too.
East of Lindale.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And then we're south of Franklin, which gets, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Franklin's a good road.
It's a great road.
Yeah. It takes you all the way through.
But the other ones are like, doesn't Franklin wind just a little bit?
I mean, it might not be a straight line, but neither is 35. 35 turns.
Anyway, we're talking squares and rectangles.
Yeah.
Pretty easy stuff.
Yes. Did you cut and paste a Wikipedia article to tell us today?
How
or do you have your own thoughts about the Whittier neighborhood?
A little bit of both.
Okay. All right.
I was shocked by the median sale price in Whittier.
Shocked me because I didn't look this up.
$450,000.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would have thought it was. I would have thought it was less.
I would have thought it was less.
Just because parts of it, you're so close to 35W.
Yeah.
And generally homes along highways are going to be priced lower.
Yeah.
And parts of it, you're so close to downtown.
Mm-hmm. Along Franklin, you'll get some of the cheaper stuff.
Yep. And right around Lake Street, home prices are depressed too. But you've got so many really big, old,
huge
mansions too. So I guess.
Now, do they subdivide in Minneapolis like they do in St. Paul, like along Summit? Obviously, you have enormous mansions, but you also have multifamily dwellings at this point, or condos where they have different floors or single family or single properties in and of themselves. Did they do that in the old mansions in Minneapolis, or are they still? Or are they now corporations, companies like?
Some of them are corporation companies. Yeah. Yep. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
But I don't think of it like I do of like Summit, where I think of like sometimes there's fourplexes or whatever.
Sure.
I don't think of that when I think
of that along Franklin and.
I don't, but it doesn't mean I'm right.
Okay.
So yeah, Twin Cities median sale price right now, $405. These are for single family homes.
Is that the rolling 12?
This is rolling 12.
Okay.
Whittier rolling 12 is $450. Okay. So there you go.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. We
thought you were going to play that out a little longer.
No.
Okay.
We talked about a lot of the restaurants already when we did Eat Street.
We did. That's what the first thing I went through. I was like, oh, well, we covered most of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Even though technically only half of the restaurants are in Whittier because only the right half of Lindale is in Whittier. Is that how that works? Only the eastern half of Lindale is.
Yeah, but Whittier? Lindale isn't Eat Street. Nicollet is.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Even so. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but to your point,
that too.
Like World Street Kitchen.
That's where I was going.
That's where you were going.
Galactic Pizza.
Galactic Pizza is a thumbs up.
Yes. But Intermediate Arts.
Thumbs down.
No dice.
That is.
We should do
Lowry Hill East.
I want to do a whole episode dedicated to Intermediate Arts because that place is incredible, informative for my early hip hop career and the hip hop scene in the Twin Cities, and a place for taggers and spray painters and
that's awesome.
People of any artistic discipline to go work or do stuff or. I mean, it's a great place.
I didn't even know any of that. I mean, I knew what the place was called, but I didn't know it had that kind of meaning to a lot of
a theater
artists.
Inside there, and it's where a lot of people, cut their teeth.
Sure,
in there.
Is there anything you want to talk about, Whittier? Because I have got a fucking bombshell.
All the stuff you want to talk about, I want to talk about, and we can take them in any particular order. But I'm going to list 3 of my favorite things in Whittier, and they all happen to be really within the same complex.
Oh, I think we have this. We must have the same.
So you tell me what are 3 amazing things that all share similar space in Whittier?
Children's Theater Company,
Mm-hmm.
the Mia,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hennepin History Museum. That's a block over.
No.
What do you think?
MCAD.
Oh, MCAD. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So those are 3 of my favorite things in the Whittier neighborhood. So we can talk about whichever one you want to talk
And
about
Electric
first.
Fetus.
Oh, well, come on, man. I got a trivia game for you.
Oh, you do?
I do. I have a trivia.
All you lucky watchers and listeners, we like talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about beforehand, but we each kind of do our own thing and then we just surprise ourselves. And it just turns into audio gold.
I don't know if you can tell, but a lot of this is off the cuff. We don't practice much.
I'm glad you clarified because they can't tell.
I just want to say shout out Daisy and her family for listening to the pod. It's one of my daughter's good friends.
Daisy, she's a listener?
Sweet little girl, big personality.
Yeah.
Like vivacious. And she's like, oh, you have a pod? What is it? I'm following, I'm listening. And she'll be like on the phone with my daughter and be like, when's your dad's pod come out? And she clearly like probably doesn't listen to it. But my daughter told me that her mom is like, your dad's kind of funny. You know, maybe if we ever move.
There you go.
We'll use him. So shout out Daisy's family.
In that vein of shout out, Daisy, I want to shout out my daughter Violet and her friend Matilda,
Okay.
who you didn't know this. I did not tell you. We're recording on Friday, July 11th. Normally we record on Wednesdays. Casey backed out last minute.
We're switching that, by the way.
We're going to record on Fridays?
No, we can record on Wednesdays, but I think I need more time to prep these episodes. I can't record on Wednesday, boom, get it out Wednesday
Got it.
anymore. So I'm thinking Monday is the new drop date so we can record, give it some time, make it right, maybe cut some promos early.
Love it.
And then put it out.
Love it.
Yeah.
Last Saturday night,
Mhm.
Matilda, her dad, Steve, my daughter, Violet, and I went to the Lynx game.
Steve.
He's a Steve, man. Shout out Steve.
Yeah.
Love Steve. He and he's the parent of the house I sold in my neighborhood that was built in 1864, that big yellow Victorian.
Yeah.
We went to the Lynx game.
Yeah.
Matilda and Violet got it in their heads that being on this podcast meant you were famous.
Oh, then we need to get Matilda and Violet on the podcast.
So they were going to tag along with me on Wednesday, and I said, "You're not going to be on the podcast. You're not allowed." And like, well, I said, if you have something to bring, something entertaining, like, you know,
yeah,
whether it's a topic, and they were like, "Oh, we'll come up with something."
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, tag along."
Yeah.
And they were ready to tag along on Wednesday, and they were going to check out the studio.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to see it.
I'm sorry, you should have let me know. I would have.
No, that's okay. They are gonna just show up unexpectedly some episode.
My daughter was going to come
around
today.
There you go.
And then she was like, "Can I bring a friend?"
Yeah.
And so maybe we just have a daughter and friends episode.
Shout out Daisy, Matilda, and
we
Violet
just let them
for
be awkward next to each other until they're not.
Yes.
Maybe
that's smart.
Ultimately, we get some new TikTok dances out of the whole thing.
You don't think we're getting fresh TikTok dances that people are watching?
I think we're on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
Of possibly getting a TikTok dance sometime.
Oh boy. Okay, Whittier.
Back to Whittier. So let's start with MCAD.
Go.
Is that you okay with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you know what MCAD stands for?
Minneapolis.
Yes.
College.
Yes.
Of.
Yes.
Artistic.
Oh, come on, really? You don't know what it is?
I can't remember.
Minneapolis College of Art and Design.
Art and Design, yeah.
So MCAD, fantastic Minneapolis school for any media in artists. So there are lots of visual, fine arts, creative entrepreneurship majors. Like there's different focuses you can study there. The college itself was founded in 1886. And it was originally called the Minneapolis School of Fine Arts. And it started in a rented apartment in the Whittier neighborhood. And then in 1889, they got pretty popular. So they moved to the public library. And then in 1910, that's when everything flipped. They changed their name again to the Minneapolis School of Art and moved into what is the beginning of their current structure, which has now grown multiple times since. And then in 1970, it became the Minneapolis College of Arts and Design. And what I really dig about the Minneapolis College of Art and Design is 97% of all students receive some form of financial aid or scholarship. And I have known so many people that have gone there over the years that I think are incredible artists or have gone on to do different things in terms of like branding for companies or marketing firms or everything else. And being in the studio side of this business, I was going to say instead of the real estate business, but my other, business, the music side, flyer design, back in the day, CD and tape design, record design, website design, now video, videography, branding, all that kind of stuff. You get a lot of artists that need that kind of stuff. And my first thought for any new artist trying to break in is go to MCAD. Go talk to students who are studying this. Go put flyers on the bulletin boards at the common spaces at the college and connect with these young local artists who are trying to make a name for themselves, who are incredibly talented and have fresh perspective on a whole bunch of different media and ideas and aesthetics, and see if you can build some sort of interdisciplinary thing between music and the arts. And so it's always on top of mind for me. And then one of my favorite things to do, I think I talked about this in a BoomTimes at one point, is the MCAD art show. So once a year, I believe it's in October or November. Don't quote me on that. We'll come back and talk about it when it's going on. But they have a show once a year where they have alumni, professors, and current students who show their art. And there are thousands of pieces set up all throughout the school.
Cool, man.
And there's a DJ playing. And you buy tickets and you can go peruse all of the art and prints and paintings and photography and everything and walk around the school, and it's all for sale. So we have.
You did talk about that a long time ago.
Yeah, so we've personally found some great pieces for our house. And we can get into Mia in a little bit, because I'm assuming that's what a lot of your info is about. But the one, I was just at Mia this past weekend seeing the Giants exhibit, which is the Swiss Beats Alicia Keys exhibit. And there's a video there where Swiss talks about what it means to collect, right? And if you collect an artist who's already made it, you're behind the ball. Like, his job as a collector and a thinker of art is to like be in front of the trend of who's going to be hot, right? Not wait until you're already paying from an investment standpoint more.
Just like the Gap.
Yeah, right? He sets the trends. You want to know where the trends come from?
Yep.
Apparently Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys create the trends.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking about MCAD and how it's tied in, and how, we go there because we don't think of it as an investment, you know what I mean? But it's nice to see these fresh takes on art every year, and the development of these students. And maybe you catch an artist. One of my favorite artists in the Twin Cities, his name is Barrett Lee. I don't know if he went to MCAD, but he has had his stuff for sale at MCAD, and I own one of his paintings.
And that's what's so dope about art.
Yeah.
Whether any kind of art, but specifically the art of Barrett Lee that you're talking about is.
Do you know him?
No, but I just sounded like I did when I was saying that.
Yeah.
But you find your vibe, and that's why it's so cool that there's so many different artists, because they appeal to all different kinds of vibes, and they have their own vibes and people's tastes and everything like that. I love that shit.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
I mean, so shout out MCAD for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we can say that for BoomTimes, but I just think it's a really cool place. It's a cool school. it keeps that neighborhood young and vibrant. Like there's so many reasons that neighborhood is cool, and a lot of it has to do, I think, with clearly like the food scene, art scene, and it just feels young, vibrant, hip, like city living, like socioeconomically diverse, racially diverse.
Totally
like,
true.
so-
And not to get too political, but we need that.
Yeah. How's that political?
Because these dumb shits,
You're talking about the DEI type of thing? Or?
no, I'm talking about not putting a priority on the arts.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
And
Yes.
defunding the arts
Yes.
and actively
Yes.
trying to
Yeah.
take away the arts, whatever
Yes.
that art is,
Yes.
whether it's music
Yes.
or
Arts,
any graphic design or even whatever.
artists
Doesn't
and
matter.
arts speak to counterculture and revolution much more so than finance bros and crypto bros, right? Like the arts is where the seeds of those ideas take place and get disseminated to the people.
Yeah.
And that's been that way throughout history, right? And that's
Yeah.
why most artists, most great writers, most great filmmakers, most great painters, like they come from a place of, I think, pain and trouble, a lot of them, right? Like,
oh yeah, it's a lot of
so-
trauma, like early
yeah.
trauma.
and that I think often displays itself in some sort of counterculture element that
Mhm.
Generally tends to be progressive and want to push society forward, or at least offer ways to think about the current systems and the current way the world is through a different lens. So some sort of self-reflection, right, as to why things are the way they are, which then inspires people to change what they don't like,
Yeah,
or
right.
push forward what they do,
Right,
right? So
right.
I think obviously in that way, art is super important for society and culture, but it's also something that power sometimes tends to fear.
For sure. And when that power is, center or right of center or whatever, usually it's the art, whether it be school or grants or whatever, is on the chopping block.
Yeah, and look, we don't
early.
pussyfoot around it.
Yeah.
Like the reason conservatives are called conservative is because they want to conserve or preserve the current system,
Yeah.
right? The reason progressives are called progressives is because they want to push things forward and see progress, not just be content with where they're at.
Right, right.
So like connotations aside, that's where the names of sort of the political ideologies come from in this country, right?
Right.
So, if you want to conserve the current system and think everything is cool, you're not going to want a lot of self-reflection as to what could be better or viewing things through a different lens, because that system currently serves your interests just fine, And then you get the rare breed of people that the system serves and who do perfectly well,
Mm-hmm.
but also think about society as a whole and say, like, it's serving me, but is it serving everybody? And ultimately, if it's
Like
not
your experience with the Daytons or whatever, right?
yeah,
Right.
like exactly right. That is my experience with the Daytons.
Yeah.
Like they don't fucking need to care about people,
Sure don't.
but they do.
Right.
And they do because they realize that, like, and we don't need to get into like all the propaganda that comes along with words like the greater good,
No,
right?
right.
But
Especially when we're talking damp Mallory's.
but it is the
Earlier.
greater good, right? Like
Yes.
it's the idea, like Obama said it, like a rising tide, raises
Right.
all ships. So
Right.
when your neighbor does better, if you're of the belief that you're going to do better, if everyone does better, then that's one ideology.
Right.
And then the other ideology is like, I got to look out for me and mine, and until it affects me and mine, I'm not going to care.
Right.
And the viewers can decide where they land on that. The listeners can decide where they land on that. But I think it's pretty clear. where we live.
It is what it is for us.
So beyond MCAD, and let's transition it over to Mia. the rebrand, because it wasn't Mia until about, 6 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was a concerted effort, right?
It was and it was like fought. People were like,
Yeah.
I'll never call it Mia.
No, I will never call it Mia.
Yeah.
Minneapolis Institute of Arts.
Yep.
You say
I
you were saying
say MIA sometimes
uh
because I like the missing in action.
sorry, I put a plural on that. It's the Minneapolis Institute of Art.
Yes. I mean, I don't S's don't bother me.
Okay, S's
Yeah.
don't bother me.
Yeah.
That should be the title of this episode.
That's
Not
good.
bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So you were just there.
Yes.
Fantastic
Fantastic exhibit.
I've been there a couple times this past year.
Yeah.
I did not see that exhibit. It's good.
Unbelievable. And I think it's over.
Yeah, I believe it is over.
Largest, I think, private or public collection of Gordon Parks photos that there are. You know who Gordon Parks is?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Not enough. I don't know Gordon Parks enough.
Very rooted in like Black exceptionalism.
Yeah.
And like the struggle of the Black experience in America. And just an incredible photographer. And the overall, I think, theme of the exhibit was...
I did see that exhibit then, but I didn't know that. Okay, when I was there like 2 months ago. It would have been there 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, you got to pay extra, I think, to see it. But like outside is a huge painting of Swiss and a huge painting of Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
And her piano and like MPC 3000, which all my hip hop heads will get, like that Swiss made beats on.
Yeah.
And like it's pretty dope. And then you walk in and it's very like Afrocentric
Yes.
art, and it's incredible.
Okay.
So I don't know if you saw it or not, but
I didn't pay extra, but I was in some exhibit that had some of the most extraordinary historical Black photography that I've ever seen.
Then it might have been. I'd be interesting to hear what other people wrote about it. But you can, I think the Star Tribune, Mia itself wrote, Giants art from the Dean collection, so that's what it's called, of Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys, is a groundbreaking exhibit that marks the first major showcase of the Dean collection. Organized by the Brooklyn Museum, Giants highlights nearly 100 significant works by Black diasporic artists, including Gordon Parks, Basquiat, Lorna Simpson, Amy Sherald, and more. It reflects on the passion for supporting established and emerging artists. And it's incredible. There's incredible portraits of like,
I didn't see they had a Basquiat there?
There was a Basquiat there.
I didn't see that.
Yep. Really cool exhibit. So I'm glad we checked it out. It was something we wanted to do. But even beyond their special exhibits that they have, I like it much better than the Walker. I'm
I
like
do too.
A fine arts guy much more than modern arts.
Yeah.
And I always find Mia just an amazing place to like kill an afternoon, walk around, see like old like Tibetan or Native American or they have a cool thing on Frank Lloyd Wright and mid-century modern like architecture. They have old like Minneapolis paintings where you can see what Minneapolis looked like in the 1800s.
Love that.
And then they have all the like the Renaissance period stuff and Monets.
Yeah, right.
So
they have a couple Monets, and they've got who are some of the other ones? They did like the
Van Gogh.
Yeah, there's
Picasso.
There's a Van Gogh there. Manet.
Monet and Manet.
Yep. Mayonnaise.
Yep. Renoir.
That's another one.
Yeah. Come on, you know your art?
I never took an art history class in college, so
I did fundamentals of art from Don Selander. He was a great man. Donnie C.
All right.
But yeah, and my family was in
still
art.
be alive,
My grandfather was an arts dealer.
Oh, cool.
And he used to ride on my dad's side. He would take the ship, a fucking steamship, from Philadelphia Harbor, New York, or wherever, across to Europe, and like curate art and bring it back for this super wealthy dude in Philly. I forget the dude's name at this point, But so I've always been around art. My cousin was an incredible artist and curated some stuff at the Philadelphia Art Museum for a while.
Cool.
And so I do love art. I can't afford a lot of it, but I love art. And that's why, especially as an adult,
You're not buying a Basquiat anytime
no,
soon?
no. But I find the Minneapolis Institute of Art an incredible place, and it's huge.
It's
like
so
you
big.
don't realize how many rooms there are. Like you can't see it all at once.
No, it's so big.
So yeah, what do you got?
Do you know how far back the oldest piece in the Minneapolis Institute of Art is?
Oh man, probably like 3000 BC.
20,000
Really?
BCE.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you know?
Nope.
You just got the date.
I don't come with
Clay
specifics.
pot.
Yes, clay pot by man.
or woman.
Or woman. What I have
Okay.
is an interesting history of MIA,
Lay it
aka the Minneapolis
Lay
Institute
it on
of
me.
Art.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so this was conceived originally in 1883 by 50 residents of the city of Minneapolis. They wanted an art
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah. It's crazy how 1883 was when that happened. 3 years later is when
MCAD?
MCAD
Yeah.
officially starts
Yeah.
in an apartment building, probably right across the street.
Yeah.
Like, this is really
And they both spent time in the Minneapolis Public Library,
late
too.
1800s
Yeah.
was really when arts founded in Minneapolis. Which
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
In 1911, this dude, Clinton Morrison, and this other dude, William Dunwoody, you
Mhm.
probably know the name Dunwoody,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
They got, Clinton Morrison donated the land that it's on now, which was this big, huge, ornate mansion.
Okay.
And then William Dunwoody chipped in the first $100,000. They had like a fundraising event, and in the first like 96 hours, they raised another $300,000, so they had enough to go. Anyway,
at
they
that
started
time,
going.
is it $300,000? At that time, that's in the tens of millions.
Yeah, it's so much money, dude.
Yeah.
They brought in over $350,000. Oh, in 90 minutes.
Dude, that's that
crazy.
railroad money. That's logging and industry.
It is,
railroad money.
and it's like-
probably flour mill money. At that point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Originally, as we know, all from New England.
Yeah.
They all came
Yeah,
here
yeah.
from New England.
Yeah.
But it was designed, they hired this design firm to design the Minneapolis Institute of Art.
It's
Called
weird.
McKim, Mead, and White. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's weird that like design firms existed in the 1800s.
Yeah,
You know what I
tons
mean?
of them did too.
It's weird to me. But you think about how cool the architecture was back then. It makes sense, but it's just weird to think that long ago, like design firms were around.
And you know what they did? They all would go, because they all had ungodly amounts of money. They would go to Europe and to get inspired.
Yeah.
And that's what they brought here. And whether you're in different pockets of the United States, those architects that got inspired, they went to Europe to get inspired to all around Europe.
Yeah.
They would bring that with them and then design based on
Yeah.
what they were inspired by.
Now they
So
fucking go to Pinterest.
now they go to Pinterest.
Sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
So this design firm was called McKim, Mead, and White out of New York.
Okay.
Now, very famous, dude. They
Okay.
designed the original Penn Station in New York. They designed the original Madison Square Garden
Wow.
in New York. And the most prominent architect of this firm, McKim, Mead, and White, is a dude named Stanford White.
Okay.
He designed himself in Washington Square Park, the Washington Square Arch in
Yeah.
Greenwich Village.
Yeah,
He
for
designed
sure.
that.
Huh.
This dude is one of the most horrible / interesting people I've come across, right?
Yeah.
He, in his mid to late 40s, I'm not going to get too much into the details because he's a pedophile.
Oh God.
Let's just say this.
You have a knack for finding problematic humans to like.
It's super interesting. Like, it's
Yeah.
horrible. I don't obviously condone it or anything, but anyway, so Stanford White was famous for designing mansions, churches, libraries, that arch, and then his
Sure.
firm did,
Sure.
Madison Square Garden, Penn
Sure.
Station, or whatever.
Sure.
When he was 48, he had all this power. And as we know, white men with power, influence, and money, they are allowed to do things, which is unfortunate. But he developed a relationship with this 16-year-old, 16,
Okay.
who they were like a thing for a while.
Okay.
And then this 16-year-old, when she became a later teenager or whatever, married this dude out of Philadelphia who was so mentally unwell. He had a rivalry with Stanford White, to the point where he blamed Stanford White for quote unquote ruining his wife. Anyway, he, at a performance at Madison Square Garden, he shot and killed Stanford White. Shot him 3 times, killed him. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, in modern terms, like some dude, like, you know, like basically like is a pedophile and like rapes your future wife, who you meet when she's, let's just say, like 19, right? So like legal. Maybe you're 22. You know, I'm not saying that he was probably 42 and she's 19.
Is off
legal.
gross.
So maybe you're just like, you know, I can't believe this.
Oh,
dude
I
would
get
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I will avenge y'all. Oh no.
Yes, but stories of that dude aren't good either. Both of these guys
Okay,
aren't
all
good.
right, all right.
So this guy who was married to this woman thought that they had a rivalry, and Stanford White considered this guy a poser of little consequence and categorized him as a clown, once calling him the Pennsylvania Pug. He did not like that at all.
So what you're saying is this is akin to the Minneapolis St. Paul thing, where Minneapolis doesn't even think about St. Paul.
Right.
But St. Paul.
They're involved in a heated rivalry of which only St. Paul is aware.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The White family historian.
It's funny because every time you say the white family historian, I think you're saying that like there's a white guy who's a family historian.
No, there's a historian of this family,
I got
Stanford
you.
White.
Yes.
And this dude is a trip, man. He's got the biggest, bushiest red mustache I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
She said the process, I don't think this gets too bad. The process of seduction was a major feature of Stanford's obsession with sex, and it was an inexorable kind of seduction which moved into the lives of very young women. This is gross. Girls who would be unlikely to resist his power and his money and his considerable charm. There are indications that Stanford would sometimes adopt the role of paternal benefactor and then would take advantage and trust and gratitude. Like, I
feel like you missed your mark here. You should have been a PI.
I know.
Not a realtor.
We're
talking about
this dude is such a monster.
We're talking about Mia.
I know.
And how amazing it is.
I know.
And you're here digging up 250-year-old skeletons of some pedophile just because he owned the architecture firm.
Because my brain goes to, why was he allowed to do this when this was a wide open secret?
He was an incredibly good architect who owned a firm and was wealthy and like was above the law at that point in time.
Dude,
man.
Do you know who else was obsessed with this guy? Mark effing Twain.
Okay.
AKA Samuel Clemens was his real name.
Yeah.
You know that? He said the married White was eagerly and diligently and ravenously and remorselessly hunting young girls to their destruction. How was he allowed to do this? Anyway, Minneapolis Institute of Art.
I mean, look, man, you're treading very closely to like
true crime podcast.
How was Jeffrey Epstein allowed to do what he did?
You're right.
Like,
you're right.
It's not just then. You know, the saga continues, man.
Yes, you're right.
And it's an unfortunate fact of the world in which we live, where power means power and money mean, you know, freedom and privilege.
Yeah, so. And I guess you're right with the Weinsteins, and it's kind of an open secret there, but like this is, to me, is another level.
Yeah.
Anyway, when he got murdered, it was the trial of the century. Like this was a whole thing. And the guy got let off by reasons of insanity.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that the Minneapolis Art Institute building isn't named the Jeffrey Epstein Center for
Stanford White.
Yeah.
Good.
Stanford White Center for Art and Fine Arts for Youth.
Yes. Anyway,
Speaking of,
I was not planning on talking. I didn't even know that story existed. Anyway,
well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of kids, the Children's Theater is also in that building.
It is in that building. It
And
shares
it's
a building.
Fucking awesome.
Great.
I love the Children's Theater.
Yes.
Man. That was my kids' first foray into theater. We used
Mine
to get
too.
like season ticket packets where you could choose like 4 shows a year. And the first one I ever saw, man, it blew me away. It was so good that I was like, I can't believe this is a children's theater production. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was well acted, incredibly staged, incredibly lit. Everything about it was just awesome. So I'm really thankful that we live in a city that has something like that. And just so happens to be in that space where all the art seems to kind of center around.
It does.
In the Whittier neighborhood.
Yeah, it's kind of the heartbeat of Whittier, I feel like, that building.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out Project Success too, which you probably don't know what it is. It is a nonprofit
Okay.
in Minneapolis.
Yep.
And both of my kids go to Minneapolis public schools, or my son used to. My daughter still does.
Yeah.
And it's a nonprofit that allows any kid in Minneapolis public schools to be able to go to artistic performances around the Twin Cities for free.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Gives them tickets. Also like Twins games, but also like children's theater performances. We went to a performance at, what's the place at the U of M? Northrop?
Yeah.
But just free tickets for all year round for almost anything you want to go to. It's really, really, really great thing called Project Success. So if your kids are in Minneapolis public schools or about to be, and you don't know about it, check it out.
Hey, do you know what it's time for?
Trivia?
Trivia.
Oh, God.
5 questions about the Whittier neighborhood.
Oh, boy.
How well do you know your South Minneapolis trivia?
Oh.
These are easy. Man.
Okay.
These are easy.
I'm ready.
All right. I'll start with the easiest one because you've already said it. 2 of the city's best known record stores are in the Whittier neighborhood. What are they?
Electric Fetus.
Yes.
And, well, the old Orfolk Joke Opus would have been there on 26th and Lindale on the east side.
No longer exists.
Right, which is Lucky Cat now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not where I was going.
Oh, okay.
Cheapo.
Cheapo's still there?
Yeah, we talked about it with Eat Street.
Did we? I know we talked about Cheapo.
A whole segment on Cheapo.
I know.
Cheapo's right there.
I love Cheapo.
Still one of the ones. Still right there.
On Nicollet.
On Nicollet.
Okay, there you go.
26 in Nicollet.
Have you been recently?
Not recently. What is your favorite? What do you like, Cheapo or Electric Fetus better?
I would say before I was 30, I would have said Cheapo. Now I'll say Electric Fetus.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
I have fond memories of the Cheapo in St. Paul.
Me too. On
but
Snelling.
like as a like a place to go with all the little, it's like the building's painted up cool. And
Yeah.
It's got like head shop vibes from like they turn it almost into like patina meets fucking records.
At Electric Fetus.
Now.
Yeah, it's got more character too.
Yeah.
Cheapo's always kind of felt warehousey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. But their original, I like their location. It was called Landfill Records. Do you ever go there?
Nope.
It was on University. It was like the Cheapo headquarters. It
Cool.
was pretty sweet. How many blocks is in the Whittier neighborhood?
How many blocks?
How many square blocks?
Oh, 223.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
81.
Oh, that's it.
And
okay.
that's a huge neighborhood for Minneapolis.
Yeah.
All right, 81 square blocks. What is the approximate population of the Whittier neighborhood?
12,000.
Ooh, that was close.
Was it?
Very close. Yeah, 14,000.
Okay.
One of the bigger neighborhoods we've done.
Yeah.
Think about Falcon Heights. There were 600 and some people in that neighborhood, right?
Right.
So yeah, maybe the biggest neighborhood we've actually done.
Might be.
What world famous musician started his career at Electric Fetus?
World famous musician.
World famous.
Johnny Lang.
No. I don't know. Nope. Sean Daly, a.k.a. Slug.
Oh, Slug did?
From Atmosphere.
In what capacity?
He was a record sales retail clerk, walk around the store, ring you up kind of guy.
All right.
Where I first met him at.
Cool.
And finally, who is the most famous person from Whittier?
Like
to call Whittier
ever?
Their birthplace. Yeah. Yep. Ever. You're not going to know this one.
Give me a hint.
Novelist.
Ooh. Man or a woman?
Woman. But this doesn't bode well for famous people in Whittier, just so you know.
Louisa May Alcott.
Nope. Mary McCarthy.
Oh, boy.
Famous for the 1957 book, Memories of a Catholic Girlhood.
I ain't never heard of none of those. Okay, well, I failed miserably at Whittier Trivia. I'm sorry.
Yes.
My South Minneapolis strengths
lie
elsewhere.
Okay. They lie with the replacements.
They lie with the replacements. I just wanted to shout out one more thing. The Washburn Fair Oaks Mansion District it's immediately north of the MIA.
Yeah.
And it's famous because of the last names like the Washburns, the Crosbys, the Pillsburys.
Well, it's right off of Washburn Fair Oaks Park, which is also right there.
That's exactly right.
Rolling
Washburn,
hills, city block.
Yeah, man.
Mature trees. Awesome.
And these are effing big, huge, ornate mansions in all different architectural styles. Yep. One just sold recently for like $1.6 million bucks, I think. Yeah. And that's obviously going to drive averages and medians up.
Yep.
Maybe not medians, but anyway, that like square 2 blocks or whatever is great.
Super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah. So that was Whittier.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Thanks for hanging out with us and learning hopefully a little bit about Whittier.
Yeah. Are we BoomTimes in it today?
I got a little short BoomTimes.
Let's do it to it.
All right.
Let's keep it quick though.
Welcome to BoomTimes, a segment called BoomTimes.
Sounds good.
For my BoomTimes, I had something and then I lost it. Oh, no. No.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead, talk to me.
NBA season's over.
Yeah.
It's usually a contemplative, reflective time for me.
Are you a summer league guy?
No, I'm not that.
Right, okay.
Degenerate.
All right.
So it's as may have been discussed, my wife goes to bed very early.
Mm-hmm.
And I need something to occupy my time.
Mm-hmm.
I started rewatching The Wire.
That's a good watch.
You've watched The Wire?
Yes.
Widely considered to be, if not the best, one of the 5 best shows ever made.
Sure.
And I just started watching it, and I'm already almost done with season 3.
Sure.
I haven't watched it in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
It's so effing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the technology is bad because the first episode came out in 2002, right?
Yeah.
So, like, they're talking on flip phones, if they have phones at all. There's pagers, and the computer technology is awful. But, dude, David Simon, who's the creator, he's done a couple other things for HBO. I believe he was a writer for the Baltimore Sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or whatever, investigative journalist. It's so good. Yeah. Like, the performances are so good. Yes. The stories are so good. Yeah.
The Baltimore accents are so good.
They're good, man.
Views.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
What are you doing?
Yes. Like Wendell Pierce as Bunk Moreland and Michael K. Williams as Omar are 2 of like the best performances I've ever seen. Like, it's also like I have a different perspective on The Wire now. If you haven't watched it, it's on HBO. You should watch it.
For Michael B. Jordan had one of his first roles.
That's right. Yeah. I haven't gotten to that season yet though.
Yeah.
And my perspective of seeing it when I was 20 was like, holy shit, this is great.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, this is great, but it's also hopeless and tragic. And whether you're at the top of the political spectrum or you're a junkie or a dealer, like none of it matters. Yeah. It's all hopeless. Yeah. But it's so engrossing and amazing and great. Yeah. And I love The Wire.
Yeah, sweet. Was I back from vacation? Did we do a pod since I was back? I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
So I went to...
Wait, before you start, I want to do one more thing about The Wire.
Yeah.
This is also a potential new bit called 46-year-old Andrew doesn't know shit.
We're going to work on the name.
He thinks he's smart, but he really doesn't know anything.
Yeah, Kwong.
As an example. I didn't know, being from Minnesota, how close Baltimore is to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I started looking it up on a map because they were talking about going to Philadelphia. And I didn't. Philly's kind of like the halfway point between Baltimore and New York City.
So that's the shocking part.
I had no idea.
That's the shocking part of growing up on the East Coast and moving to the Midwest. How far apart everything is here.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going from DC to Baltimore to Philly
in a couple hours.
New York.
In less time than
Boston,
it takes. Yeah.
In the same time that it takes me to get to Chicago from here.
Yeah.
With the major city in between being Madison, which doesn't feel like much of a major city.
Nuh-uh.
So yeah, that's a bit shocking when you come here. And it's probably shocking going the other way to realize just how close everything is. But that's what it makes the East Coast weird from a space perspective, from like there's so many people crammed into such a small space.
Yeah.
But it makes it also very cool from a history's perspective.
Hell yeah,
to
dude.
be able to see all of this great American history from pre-Civil War all the way.
It's European, man.
Yeah, right. Like
you can get on a train and go to 4 different countries in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was really cool. The other two things I have on my list for Andrew is a 46-year-old man who thinks he's smart sometimes but doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what Wi-Fi stands for. I don't know how flea and tick pills for dog work backwards. My vet told me, they're like, this works backwards. My brain can't function. I don't know what that means. How can you take a pill and it works backwards? It doesn't make any sense.
You take the pill, and then the pill poisons your skin, and then your skin poisons the tick, and then the tick dies? Is that what it means? It works backwards?
These are things that have come up in my head since I figured out that I didn't know that Philly was that close to Baltimore.
Right.
I was
what else don't I know?
I was like, what else don't I know?
Let's keep it running.
I don't know what Wi-Fi stands for. Wireless, fireless? I don't know. In my head, that's what it stands for. But that's not true.
It doesn't have to rhyme.
And how do dog pills work backwards? It is impossible.
I don't know.
But my vet said the pills work backwards. So I just was like, okay, sir.
Yeah. Had nothing to do with Minneapolis. Savannah, Georgia.
You went to Savannah, Georgia.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. You talk about history, you talk about East Coast feel. Like I had never been to the East Coast South besides Florida. Like really, like I had been in Atlanta, but I was younger and that was for music and it felt like sprawling suburbs and waffle houses.
Yeah.
Right? Florida is its own kind of bleh. You know what I mean? But Savannah, Georgia, incredible, man.
Cool.
You walk for what feels like miles, but it doesn't feel like miles, if that makes sense. Because you walk and this gorgeous pre-Civil War, post-Civil War, Southern architecture all around that feels like very old Philadelphia, Old Town, but more grand because it's in the South, with 2 different staircases on every house because the men and the women had to go up different staircases to a lot of those houses. And every block you get to is a square, a city park, with these trees that have Spanish moss hanging from them.
Wow.
And cobblestones everywhere and 100 50, 200-year-old wrought iron fences and monuments. And the monuments are gorgeous. But what you realize is this juxtaposition of all of these monuments are paying tribute to Confederate soldiers who fought for the Confederacy during the Civil War.
Yeah.
So it's this weird sort of mix of like beauty and history, but knowing that not all history is good. But I would never suggest like you got to tear all these monuments down, because I feel like, I mean, maybe you do, but it's part of what keeps Georgia, Savannah, like so cool. Is it's like you have all these squares and you can trace the history of stuff, and knowing what that history is, I think helps, right?
Yeah.
But from like a preservation standpoint, in terms of just the way that the city squares feel, the architecture of the homes. I'll put up some pictures because I took some pictures.
You should be gatekeeping this, man.
Dude.
Like, we have literal dozens of listeners that might tell their friends, and then it'll be overrun with tourists.
I mean, I feel like it's decently touristy already.
I've always heard it's cool, but I've never heard like
it's really cool. I think
granular details.
Bull Street was what we walked.
Like BOWL?
BULL.
Bull. That's your Philly.
Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. When I would say shoulder, like that's how I would say it. My friend Megan would always be like, "Why do you say like it's spelled SHOW? Like all of your L's are OW."
Yeah.
Shoulder. Bull Street. Yeah. So my bad.
It's fine.
But really cool city. Hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Humid as hell.
Yeah.
We ate at this really cool.
It's not coastal then.
It's close enough to being coastal, but it's just off.
Yeah.
It's just off the coast.
But even down there, coastal is
we were
probably
at Hilton
humid.
Head Island.
Uh-huh.
We rented a house with like my brother's family, my aunt, and my mom for her 80th, and it was just hot and humid. But so my family, me, my wife, my kid, my mom, my kids, we drove to Savannah, and it was really cool to see, especially because now I have such an appreciation for architecture and history.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a Savannah College of Art and Design right there on Bull Street, and it's called SCAD. So that area feels very vibrant with kids doing this. It's sort of like the Whittier. There's the Whittier tie-in.
Yes.
And again, to bring it even more back to Whittier, so you have Washington Fair Oaks Park in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
But the scale of a Minneapolis block compared to the scale of a Savannah block, enormous.
Really?
Yeah. So there are all of these blocks that are maybe a couple hundred feet long at most, and then the square is like connects these other blocks. So you have two streets that lead to the middle of the square, and then another street
Super intentional with how they did that.
Whereas this Fair Oaks Park, very similar idea to like the green space, but it's a full city block, which is I would venture to say you could fit 10 squares within Fair Oaks Park. So you walk for what feels like forever, but you see all of these different squares, right?
That's cool, man.
It was a pretty cool place to check out.
Yeah.
So I'll share some pictures, but to bring the travel aspect to boot, that's what I
thumbs up Savannah, Georgia.
Some thumbs up. And then last thing I'll say is we were in Hilton Head on the beach, and my daughter's playing in the ocean with her little cousins, and she runs out of the water. I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I saw a shark." While her little fucking cousins are still in the water. And we were like, okay, maybe. Later that afternoon, shark attack. Same area, right down the beach.
Crazy.
2 days later, and we're leaving, shark attack, Caligny Beach. Same beach. 2 shark attacks in 1 week. My son, sitting there the whole time, looking at the ocean, being like, he goes, we're sitting under like an umbrella, he goes, "Ocean's so fucking scary, man. I'm not getting in there. I'm looking up how many shark attacks there are." He looks it up on his phone. Hilton Head, shark attacks per year. How many? 3. How many had happened? 1. He says, "We're due for 2 more shark attacks, man. Literally that week.
67%.
2 shark attacks.
Yeah.
That week.
Wow.
So needless to say, my kids won't be swimming in the ocean for a while.
No,
I thought it was.
They got scared right out of that.
It's a cool story to tell that.
And not only that,
did see a shark.
Yeah, and
left
not
her
only
cousins.
that, I was just gonna say, she's just women and children behind. Just I got to get out of here.
Exactly. Good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
Love it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Have a good one.
This must be the place. Yeah, this must be the place. Ain't no time to waste. Ain't no time to waste. So whether you in Minneapolis or St. Paul, Bloomington to Maple Grove, from the east side to the west side.